how'd you get here?
With Sage comes absolutely amazing boons for the Sonic community, and this is one of them. This is one of the games that I've played so far from this year's Sage that has just blown me away in terms of the quality, how much content they have. Oh my god, okay. I'm not showing all of the content in this specific fan game in this video. That's just, it's so long. There's so much shit to do. So if you want to check this out, please go download it. There are a bunch of missions I won't show off, bunch of content, a bunch of story-related things, because they do bring back the mission system from Sonic Colors DS, where you get to see a bunch of random Sonic characters. The only mission that I ended up doing that I got to see a Sonic character in was cream, cheese, and vanilla. So very cool. I know it sounds like I just placed an order from some fucking like pastry shop for non-Sonic fans, but if you get me. Anyways, overall, this is a very cool game. I want to talk about the things that work before I kind of go into some of the things that aren't working as well, because I think that's the most helpful way to kind of talk about criticisms and what I think is opposite of criticisms, antithesis, whatever the I don't fucking know. Things that are working. Sprite work, absolutely amazing. It's the advanced sprite, and I think everything else kind of fits with that style. It just looks great. The jump ball fucking rocks. It's a massive part of Sonic experiences, as you've probably seen by community discussion. You know, the jump ball rocks. It looks great. There are times where it'll be glowing, times where it won't be, but it's all context sensitive and makes sense. Love that. There are interesting ways that they kind of switch up things with homing attack chain, so they're not, I don't know, they're not super the usual, if that makes sense. They're not what you'd expect. Trick system, really cool stuff. This stuff right here, we can drop between the rails and kind of mimic the 3-rail system they have. So fucking cool. I love that a lot. Alternate pathways, they're there. You know, overall, very cool. Levels are perfect length. They have achievements. Like, there's so much stuff in this game, and if you download it and play it, I want to go back to it immediately after recording this audio, because I'm having so much fun seeing everything that they've done. By the way, little overworld. They don't overdo it, though. Very minute platforming challenges to get from Mission 1 to Mission 2. Not really like Advance 3. I've heard some things about the hub system in that game. Don't know if it's completely accurate, because I haven't actually played Advance 3, but yeah, TLDR, they are not painful to go through at all. Very simple stuff. The writing seems to be pretty good. I'm not reading it too heavily here, but seems to be pretty nice. Seems on par with a lot of other fan projects, if not a tad bit better. And yeah, that's a lot of the stuff that's working. I think overall, blanket statement, this game's really fun as is, and there is a lot of potential, and the level design, especially in this first mission, very, very cool. Now, this first mission also starts to show a few more problems with, I think, the level design in this game. There's a lot of bottomless pits. People talk about dimps. This is dimps worthy, if not worse. There are way too many bottomless pits in areas that there really shouldn't be. It is not even remotely forgiving if you fuck up a double jump whatsoever. Right there, no even chance to save that. It was straight down, straight to hell. It was an unfortunate set of circumstances that led me to that situation, and I shouldn't have been punished so harshly for it. TLDR, I think there's a reason that not a lot of Sonic games put in as many bottomless pits as games like this or Dimps games do, and there's a reason that Sonic fans aren't super in love with that. I think creating a tad bit more forgiveness with this level design would be for the best. Overall, I do think it impacts the level design in a slightly negative way. When I think about this game's level design, I do think about all the things that work, but I also see the things that I see the bottomless pits. I stare into the pit, I see hell, and it stares back. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but relatively small issue in the grand scheme of things. I've had some circumstances in Sweet Mountain. I won't show that in this video. I've played this on my own time before. Where, you know, I'll be doing a mission and it'll introduce a new mechanic or whatever, and then I won't interact with the rails properly because of the mechanic. So I'll like hit a rail, but I'll go straight through it, and then I go like straight down to a bottomless pit. There are issues. There are issues. I think there should be a little bit more forgiveness and a little bit more, they should lean a little more on the idea of high route fast, low route, slow, and more platforming. Just make it an annoyance. Don't make it like, oh, that kind of pisses me off that I just died and have to redo all this content. Make it still new content, but you fucked up, and now you have to go a slower route. That's what always works. I know, easier said than done. Game dev is hard, and obviously all of these things are coming from the perspective of a player, so I can say things like, it should be this easy. But that doesn't fucking mean anything in the grand scheme of things, because I don't know what goes into making games like these. By the way, I don't know if you can tell, the physics are actually pretty good. You'll see that even without the boost, I'm making it through these levels pretty well. With games like Rush, you can very obviously tell it was designed with the boost in mind, and they thought that everything else was just, you know, not necessary. So, this game does not do that. Before you get the boost, it is more than playable, and it feels like a really good momentum-based 2D Sonic game. And even if it didn't have the boost, it would still be quite fun. Not perfect, not really Sonic Colors, but still quite fun. This mission made me so upset. I don't know if you can tell. I cut out so much for you guys. I had to rerun this mission quite a few times. I think I got some fucking... You'll notice I kind of know what I'm doing in this run because I have gone through this shit so much. I got an achievement where it was like, don't give up! And I was so upset when I saw that. I genuinely got it. I almost turned the game off, man. The way that shit called me out and just spat in my drink and face, and it was like, no, don't come back to the Starbucks. You don't belong here. Like, it was fucked up. It was fucked up. But overall, the mission structure I think is pretty cute. This is definitely a game that was made more for people that have played Sonic before. Like, if you have not touched a Sonic game in your life, this will not be for you. Which, I mean, it's a Sonic fan game. You know, you lock it in that fans are going to be playing the fan game, and they're going to have some understanding of Sonic systems, and especially in a game like this, Sonic Colors Demastered, they're going to know about the boost, and they're going to know about this, that, and the other, whatever. They're going to suck it up and play it right, god damn it. They're going to know. The point is, it doesn't have to be super welcoming to new fans, but it is, even for me, like a little bit, alright. Yeah, like, you shouldn't have killed me there, man. You shouldn't have done it. I love the music, by the way. I can't tell if these are... I think these are specifically made for this version of the game. Because if you go into the settings, you can actually change from, I believe, OG Sonic Colors to the demastered soundtrack. And I really like what they're going for here. By the way, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying, like, it has some, like, weird things here and there. Stuff like that. That platforming I don't think works super well with what they're trying to accomplish. There's a lot of room for development in that, I think. Sweet Mountain definitely has it the fucking worst. And I'll show off one level that kind of goes into that a tad bit. This and Starlight Carnival are generally pretty good with the speed of levels and the platforming they make you do, and it's not too bad. It is the big takeaway from that. I'm also missing all of these alternate pathways, but it shows you that, yeah, there's a lot of shit you can do. I'm sure that would lead me to a bottomless pit, so I think that was kind of the the end, the point of no return. If you fall down there, you're beyond saving. You're just too dog shit. You don't deserve another path. But yeah, overall, level design works super well. I don't know how many... Boost to win. Oh, no. I didn't see that before. Oh, no. Not the boost to win shit. I'm not really sure how many areas they actually have available to you in this beginning portion, or this demo of the game. It says there's 45% of it completed. I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, that could mean that it has nothing completed, everything completed. I don't know. Like, 50%. What is that? But I know, at the very least, you have 3 areas you can explore. I'm assuming that's kind of what they're going for with this one. 45%, 3 areas. It sounds about right. And Sweet Mountain, whatever, Starlight Carnival, those are the 3. Pretty cool stuff. You can skip these cutscenes, by the way. I just wanted to bare bones show them because I think it's a cool part of the game, and it does take up a decent amount of the runtime, and, you know, they put a lot of writing into this. I don't think that these are taken from anywhere. I believe these are completely new text boxes, completely new things that you can look into. Did I do Mission 3? I don't think I did. There's so much content in this game, man. It's insane. I cannot state enough how worth your time this is. It is absolutely insane to me that they have put this much, jam-packed this much into this package. It's so good. It's so good. I know everybody is playing like Project Reignition or whatever, and they're like, oh, this is perfect. Yeah, you know, the big flashier projects. But it's kind of why I wanted to play this one so much, because it is such an insanely cool way of taking this game that already technically has a D-Master, right? It has Colors DS, which takes everything, changes it up in a way that makes it run on a different system, and it technically... Is it less content? I feel like, yeah, I feel like you can beat Colors DS a little faster. They have the mission structure and everything, but it's like 2 acts per world or whatever. 2D platforming, technically less content than the Wii version, right? By the way, these are the Wisps. They're a little weird. I don't know how to feel about them yet. They act in the same way as the Wisps from Colors, no shit. Where they kind of are a bit of a pace breaker. I think the startup could be a tad bit better. And also, saw me sit there for a little while. It's because you're supposed to press Y again, and that will cancel you out of the Wisp movement. I don't really know if they should have done that. It makes sense, I guess, because you want to make sure that people are using the Wisp for as long as they want. But I feel like if I get to a stopping point like that, auto-cancel it rather than make me spam Y again to get out of it. Just minor nitpicks here and there. Nothing insane. I'm a little sad that this specific act of Starlight Carnival doesn't do anything super crazy with the kind of rainbow pathways between ships type beat. I think that's one of the more interesting parts of the aesthetic, and here we kind of get, I don't know, a mix between the best of both, or the worst of all worlds and the best of both worlds. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. But like inside the ship and outside the ship, yeah, it's all ship aesthetic for the ground and whatever. It's all gray, and that's kind of it. But then you have the stuff outside floating in the background, so you get the cool background and the kind of boring foreground. Not super in love with that aesthetic choice, but it is accurate to Colors. So, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and shit talk the devs for that. I mean, like, it makes sense. You know, you did what the source material said. You saw it written down on paper, and you were like, let me copy it real quick. And it does work. It's not, like, ugly. It looks very pretty. I just wish the foreground had a little bit more going in on it. On with it is what fucking you get the point. I can't speak tonight. Cut me some slack. It's like 10 p.m. It's old man's bedtime. Fuck off. Leave me alone. Overall, though, I think the level design in this is pretty good. Heavy reliance on Wisps, which I'm not too mad about because it's Sonic Colors. And that's fine. But there's also one tiny, tiny weird section here at the end where they take a kind of a... What's the word? You know what I'm trying to say, though. You know, they take a fucking page out of the Sonic Rush book with that, where you kind of are stuck on this little moving platform. The background will move, you move slowly, you kill enemies as they come by, and that's it. It's slow, it's boring. I think there's a way to skip it with Wisps. Unfortunately, I did not do that, and the result is not fun. I actually have to sit here and wait and do this kind of boring, slow level design. I am not a fan of this, especially the way that... I mean, I boosted off the edge, my fault, whatever. There's also, oh yeah, you can homing attack on enemies off the screen. Like, there's some weird oddities here and there. I think it's, still in a state that needs a little bit of polish, and maybe just remove this entire section. Like, this does not need to be here. There's a better way to make this slow and not enjoyable for people that fucked up and have to take the wrong slow boy route, rather than just make it an auto-scroller. I don't think that worked in Rush. I don't think it worked in... Auto-scrollers never work in Sonic, as a TLDR of that. Let people go as fast or as slow as they want based on the platforming they're doing, right? If they go down a lower path, sucks to suck, whatever, now they have to do this platforming that's gonna make them go a little slower. That's fine, because they're still going at that platforming at their own pace, but this is just standing still, homing attacking, and kind of waiting for things to show up on screen so you don't accidentally jump and homing attack into something else. Nice D rank. I'm awful at the game. Whatever, leave your comments, I don't care. Say your mean things, call me bad names. Sendo D rank is a fucking ongoing joke, and you can send it in the comments. It's okay. That's totally fine. It gives me a reason to block you. I'm fucking around. I'm just joking. Sweet Mountain is definitely, I think, the worst of what we've gotten in this experience so far. Just based on Act 1 and I think the first mission, there are some some very weird sections here and there. It's unfortunate because I think it actually works with the gimmicks especially and everything that's kind of going on here. I think it works really well, and there's a lot of opportunities for you to do some really cool stuff. Like, I fuck with that gimmick heavy. I really like that one. But then you get to this section, and you just sit here, and you wait, and this is what people hated in that one Sonic Omens level that appeared everywhere, where you're just climbing up a tower and waiting for these slow-ass platforms to pop up, and it's not ideal. I think there should be some more interesting platforming going on here. If this is still a work in progress, totally fine, makes sense, but you can do a lot better, I think, with this. Also, those laser guys, yeah, they never stop being lasery. So if you were like, just wait until you can homing attack across that chain, you won't have to do that weird little jump thing. Nope. Nope, I tried that. It didn't work. So there you go. There's a lot of really cool shit you can do. By the way, that section of level design where you go on that kind of oval and then you fling up in the air, or you can jump at the very bottom and go on a different path, that's fucking dope. That's so cool. I think a lot of the alternate paths are very cool. Very interestingly done. I don't know why they brought Orbinauts back. Like, you didn't have to do that. This section is also so dope as well, man. Check this shit out. The little lasers come down. I think obviously there's like a little work to be done with the like visuals of the lasers. They don't look great. Especially some of those like transparent platforms before, those don't look good even if they end up keeping that level design. I think that there needs to be a slight visual overhaul just to make it seem like it's not a work in progress. But, you know, obviously, 45% way through, we're not done with the game yet. They're not done making it, so there's a lot of potential for very new, very cool things. I think it might also be interesting to try and populate these open spaces a little more. Maybe more like ring trails and stuff. It's not necessary, but, like, it could indicate, like, the path you're supposed to go in when it's a little difficult to see where you're trying to go. Just something like this. It's a cute way to incentivize moving throughout the space in a different way. Ring trails can do a lot, especially, oh my god, since there's such a limited boost. Adding like a little boost panel, not boost panels, but like boost capsules here and there. That's super helpful to incentivize people to go certain ways. But anyways, that's all I'm going to show off for this video. It's really cool. Please go check it out. There's so much more content, even past this 20 minutes of gameplay. So definitely worth your time. And I'll catch y'all later.